These are the steps that I have found as a stay-at-home mom of 2 little girls to live a more fulfilled and joyful life day to day. Hello and welcome to a lovely masterpiece of a life. My name is Brittany Garcia and I'm so grateful that you're here today. Today, it's almost Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving will be later this week, and the reason I'm sharing this video is because my channel is about living a lovely masterpiece of a life in every area of your life in your home. And when I became a stay-at-home mom of my little girl, Bethany, my little baby girl, it was such a hard transition from going to working full-time to staying home full-time. And I had like 1 week in between where I didn't have a baby and then I had a baby. And so things got really crazy and really hectic. At first, I just didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know how do I plan out my day so that I am not bored all day long. And then came a whole lot of health challenges that I had for like the first, well, not a whole lot of health challenges, but I was just so tired for the first 5 months of her life because I had a postpartum hemorrhage. And so these are things that I started implementing after about 6 months into motherhood, and then really went full steam ahead after I had my second baby. And the first thing that I want to say to you, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, is that you need to find purpose in something outside of your children and taking care of your house, because there is a joy and a satisfaction in caring for your house and your children. However, I have found that I'm in my best place as a mom when I have purpose outside of being a mom. And that sounds kind of selfish, and it, people can take it in a wrong way. But what I mean is you really need to have some kind of passion or some kind of outlet or something that you do exclusively for you that makes you come alive. Like, what is something that you loved to do before you became a mom? And maybe you don't feel like you have any passions. Maybe you don't feel like you have any interests that are special, but I guarantee you that you do. If you look at what you love to do as a child, you often can find what it is that makes you come alive. Me as a kid, I used to love painting houses. I would take houses and I would draw them and then I would paint them out on pieces of paper. And I would play with my dollhouse constantly. It was my favorite toy. And as you know, I'm an interior designer now. And that's one of my passions and one of my dreams that I'm starting to see become reality in my life today. But for now, I am, applying the things that I've learned of interior design in school and things on YouTube. There are so many resources out there nowadays to apply those things in my own home. And I have really enjoyed the process of making my home a better place, and a place, because I'm here all the time, that I enjoy being in, that is beautiful, that makes me feel inspired every single day. The second thing I would say is that you need to practice being grateful. Now, I wasn't always a super grateful person. However, I did grow up on the mission field, and some people know that about me, some people don't, but I grew up in Mexico City, and I was there from the age of 8 until basically a young adult in my early 20s. And then I moved and was a missionary for a little bit in France. And so that, I guess, season of just not living in the United States and living in another country really taught me a lot about resourcefulness, but it also taught me a lot about thankfulness, because I was very thankful for the things that I had, because I couldn't just go out and buy something whenever I wanted to buy something, because we relied on people giving out of their heart's desires to support our family. And so I really learned, if you are thankful for the things that you do have in the season that you're in, and you express that gratitude by either journaling it out, that's a really good way to start, like thinking, okay, wow, I am grateful that I am even breathing right now. I'm grateful that I can walk, or I'm grateful that I have a house and a roof over my head. It doesn't have to be anything super complicated, but when you start writing it down and you start thinking of those things or saying them out loud, it really starts to shift something in your mind, and your mindset becomes very aware your mind becomes very aware of the things that are around you that are just such blessings in our lives. And I wanted to be sure to include gratefulness, especially because this week is Thanksgiving. And sometimes I feel like Thanksgiving and the meaning of Thanksgiving goes a little bit to the wayside. But the Pilgrims were so grateful for what they had. And if you want to know more about that story, look it up. But that's how Thanksgiving started. They were giving thanks to God for the things that they had. And they were grateful that they hadn't died in the winter. That's how the United States started. And I feel like as a nation, we have gone a little bit more further and further away from our roots of just being a grateful people. And so, yeah, you guys are seeing a different side of me in this video, and I kind of like it. Let me know if you like it down below. I'm opening up a little bit more about, my background and stuff. The next thing I would say is find joy in the simple things. Being a mom, it can feel so mundane because every day you're doing the same things. You kind of have the same routine every day. You have to get up by a certain time every day. And you don't get to go out as often as you used to be able to get out. That's why Target's runs became a thing for moms, because moms want to get out of the house too, But I have found finding joy in the simple things, like waking up early before my kids and having a cup of coffee and reading my Bible or reading a book, or just having that time by myself has really, really impacted the way that I view life. And I've talked about this before, and it's impacted my mental state as well. So another simple thing is just like gardening, or something like reading a book, or I don't know, braiding your children's hair. It can be any multitude of things. You can find the things that bring you joy, and they don't have to be expensive. They can be things that you do every single day, but that you really, really find joy in, and making them special. One of the ones that I recently learned is to stop living for the approval of others. And I feel like that was one of the main reasons why I finally started my YouTube channel, because I was really scared for a while of what people would think, like, oh, she's posting videos all the time. What does she think she's doing? Who does she think she is, Or the things that I was posting on Instagram, it kind of puts you, like, I changed my Instagram to public, and then I had already started my YouTube channel but was taking a break, and I started putting out a ton of content about mindset and being a mom and stuff like that. And it was really, really nerve-wracking for a while, and I got a few comments that kind of shut me down a little bit for a while, and I was uncomfortable sharing personal things in stories because of the comment that the person made. I should not have let that stop me, because there are things inside of me that people need, things inside of you that people need. If you're always living for the approval of others and for their stamp of, oh yes, this is good, this is bad, rejected, it's going to make you live a certain way and not live authentic to who you are and who you were created to be. And so once I stopped living for the approval of others, which it was a process of about 5 years, like from about 25 until 30. Now I just turned 30. That whole season of 5 years, my goodness, it was a long time that it took me to really stop caring what people think about me. And I've stopped worrying so much about it. And in turn, it has made me be less anxious in social settings. It has made me worry less about my appearance and the way that I look. If I need to run out of the house and I don't have my hair done or my makeup done, I really don't care anymore. So this is me, take it or leave it. The last thing that I would say, and this is just a short list, there could be many more things added to this list, is to put your health and well-being in high priority. When I had Bethany, as I mentioned in a previous video, and earlier in this video, I think I briefly mentioned it, I had an amazing home birth story. And a few days after birth, it wasn't even related to me having her at home, I had a postpartum hemorrhage. And it was very, very scary, but losing that much blood all at once really caused my health to take a long time to catch up to where it had been, on top of not sleeping well and it being really hard for me to cook and stuff like that. And so I wasn't eating well at all. And So for the period of time from when Bethany was born until about 5 or 6 months after she was born, I did not feel like myself. And it really took a toll on me, besides the fact that it was a huge life adjustment from no kids to 1 kid. I did not put my health and my well-being as on high priority. And it took me a long time to heal and for my body to build up that supply of blood again. After I had Adeline, things went great. I didn't have a postpartum hemorrhage, and the stark difference between that, obviously that wasn't something that I could control, what happened with Bethany, but what happened with Adeline, the things that I could control, I was doing so much better on. I was eating 3 square meals a day, even if it was something simple. I was making sure I was taking my vitamins after having my baby, and I was drinking enough water. Speaking of which, I have mine right here. I was drinking enough water, and ever since I started increasing my water intake, I have stopped having so many headaches. And so I was really dehydrated. So, if you put your health and your well-being in high priority, you won't have to pay the price later. And something that I have implemented and have been doing now for 5 days, not consecutively because I took a break on Sunday, but for 5 days, I have been working out. And I'm already starting to see a difference in my body. And I'm recording a video so that you guys can see what working out does for you in 7 days. Just 7 days, 20-minute workout from your home. You don't even need any equipment, so that you can see the results and how it can work for you as well. So prioritize your health. We have a whole new year coming up, and I'm excited to share that video with you on Thursday, which will be Thanksgiving. So while a lot of other YouTubers are sharing their favorite recipes, I'm going to be sharing a workout video, but it'll be good because everybody always says, you tend to gain a few pounds during the holiday season. So I hope it's very timely indeed. Those are my steps towards living a more happy and fulfilled life as a stay-at-home mom, working away from home mom, or anything in between. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I put out content every week about motherhood, lifestyle, cleaning, motivation, and anything to do with interior design and home decorating. As you can see, here's a little sneak peek of my house. All right, guys, I'll see you very soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.
Feel like falling deeper. Cold nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't.